Hi, my name is Dominic Bonacci, and I'm a volunteer for our Northeast Ohio chapter of PMI. And it's my pleasure today to talk to you a little bit about volunteering for a chapter, what's that involved, what's that like, and how our chapter operates and how it fits in the whole scheme of PMI globally. So my pleasure to share my screen with you today. All right, overview to volunteering. We're going to cover an overview of PMI. I'll start with a very distant view, and we'll come in closer and closer and closer into our chapter. And then we'll have an overview of our chapter, our geographic footprint, the types of meetings and events that we host, where our needs are as a chapter, and certainly the organization chart, how we as a chapter are organized. If you're not familiar with PMI, we are proudly over 50 years old. Started over 50 years ago by 5 people in some professions that we think of very much with project management. That wasn't always the case, at least it wasn't called project management then, and they sort of legitimized it, formalized it, and now it's project management as you and I are more familiar with it today. It's an international organization. They're based in Newton Square, Pennsylvania, not far from where I am here in Cleveland, Ohio. And it's just outside of Philadelphia. And PMI globally then divides its membership by continents or countries, and then divides that further into regions. So if we dig a little deeper, we are located in Region 4, otherwise known as the East Central North America region, which includes states that are around us: Delaware, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. The Region 4 area is about 23,000 members, which I understand is one of the larger regions by membership. And I believe personally that one of the reasons that PMI has been so successful over so many years is that it does take effort in investing in its chapters. In developing those strong chapters. There are at least 2 big meetings, and there's lots of other resources available to us, to our chapters, to us as chapter members on running good chapters. And that includes the Leadership Institute meeting, which is a national meeting, and regional events. Of course, ours would be the Region 4 regional meeting. These are events that are totally focused on training chapter volunteers on how to operate strong chapters. You know, we talk about delivering meaningful program and how that has changed over the number of years, and what the next iteration of delivering meaningful programs, what kind of programs, what are the topics, how is that delivered to give meaning to our chapters, to our members. Membership retention, volunteer engagement, all those kinds of things, using some of the tools that are available to us through PMI, such as the VRMS in tracking and using volunteers. And we as a chapter appreciate that and take advantage of that. I know that we send some of our volunteers, some experienced volunteers, some up-and-coming volunteers to keep refreshing that kind of chapter leadership, which is one of the reasons why we will be celebrating you know, many years as a chapter. 2020, we celebrated 20 years as, I'm sorry, 30 years as a chapter. So digging deeper into our geographic footprint, you kind of get a sense of the geographic area that Northeast Ohio Project Management Institute, our chapter, covers. We start from the lake and go all the way south to Akron, actually Canton, and we go from the Pennsylvania border all the way to Sandusky. We have over 1,600 members, and as I mentioned, 2020, we celebrated our 30th year as a chapter. And it wasn't that long ago. We have many members that are still actively involved in our chapter. Some of our chapter leaders that remain leaders remember when the chapter crossed 500. You can ask Joe Anastasi, who was president at the time, how excited they were when we went over 500 members, and now here we are at 1,600 members, not that many years later. So you're part of a very strong and vibrant chapter, and we welcome you, and we look forward to you being a part of that legacy of strong, vibrant chapter leadership. So the next few minutes, we'll talk about the types of events that we as a chapter present, understanding that the overall goal is delivering value for our members. If you have your PMP, you're probably or your CAPM or any kind of certification from PMI, you've heard about PDUs, those continuing education, professional development units, right, that are ongoing. So as a chapter, we help our members get those, we deliver those. But there are lots of ways to get PDUs. And one of the few things that the chapter and only the chapter can really deliver to our members is the opportunity to meet and talk to and discuss project management related topics with other project managers or PMOs in our area. So we focus a lot of attention on that kind of stuff. And then also, after seeing the footprint of our chapter, understanding our commitment to geographic diversity. And that's not just on location, meaning we spread our events throughout. We don't have events just in downtown Cleveland or way down in Canton or on East Side or West Side. We move them around so that all of our members are near our events at one point or another. That there's going to be an event close to you. You're not always the one traveling to our chapter events. But it's not only that, it's also in the diversity in how we deliver our programs and our meetings. We have prior even to the pandemic of 2020, we were delivering meetings virtually and remotely. So our annual meeting for the past several years has been, in February, has been a webinar where you can enjoy the annual meeting from the comfort of your own home with your comfy slippers and a cup of hot chocolate as the long nights and short days of February. And also another winter meeting was March or so, was a remote meeting where we would broadcast one common program to 3 or 4 different sites, east, south, west, spread out, so that every member would be near a meeting place. So we'd have that networking event and the common program and still be sort of near everybody. So that kind of diversity in location and delivery is very important to us and to our leadership. So what typically we think of with our chapter meetings on a monthly-ish basis is an event in the evening after work that is maybe a half hour, 45 minutes of networking over light hors d'oeuvres and a punch bowl, meeting other PMs, meeting other chapter members, other people that do similar stuff and meeting and talking and discussing, followed by a PDU eligible program, anything from how project management we used in the Apollo Space program to the latest in agile development and teaching methods or that kind of stuff. We have social events on a quarterly-ish basis that are just casual events that are just purely for fun. That includes our tour of wine bars and the bowling event, or our annual non-golf outing, which if you're not a golfer, this is the golf outing for you. And then we have our signature events, which are more involved events, sometimes including a dinner. Certainly our Kersner dinner is a dinner plus lecture and our awards for our project manager of the year and our project of the year. We have an annual end of year event at the end of the calendar year, which is more of an upscale celebratory kind of fun event. Punchbowl Social has been a venue, Stan Hewitt, the Cleveland Art Museum. We had a casino night a couple years ago. Just fun, very celebratory kind of event that I'm sure you'll enjoy. Our Professional Development Day, our PDD, is a day dedicated to you as professional development on topics that may or may not include project management specifically, but all kinds of professional development, whether that's networking skills, time management skills, technical skills, everything that shapes you, the 360-degree view of you as a professional. And we also include our participation in International Project Management Day, which for the past number of years has been held in conjunction with Baldwin-Wallace University. So those are chapter meetings, social events, signature events, and then we have other events, which include our Tech Thursday webinars, which delve into some more technical issues, including the how-tos of some advanced Excel VBA work, or Tableau, or Power BI and Microsoft projects and those kinds of technical skills. And on the other side of that are our Women's Book Club. So lots of other events. So you want to be sure to check the email that comes out weekly, our Monday Pulse, as well as check the website for easy registration for these events. So as a volunteer for our chapter, these are the kinds of things that we are delivering for our members. And the next slide is gives you a sense of how the chapter is set up. Right, this is our basic org chart. At the very top, you'll see our governance board. Those are 5 members that are elected from our chapter membership. And they have a 2-year term and they're offset. So 2 are elected in odd years, 3 are elected in even years. So we have that continuity. There's an election every year. Board members have the choice of running for consecutive terms, but it is sort of limited. So there's always kind of a flow of new fresh ideas on the governance board. Their mission is to be focused on strategic initiatives. Are we meeting those geographic diversity goals that we want? Are we delivering the PDUs per membership dollar? Are we a good value for our members? Are we creating those network opportunities that only we as a chapter can do? Are we aligned with PMI's global strategic initiatives, the Talent Triangle, Agile, those kind of initiatives that get updated periodically? And so that's our governance board. But the real heavy lifting, in my opinion, is done at the program manager level. And you'll see that they are at the top of 3 silos. We have our operations program manager, we have our outreach program manager, and our member services. Under operations, that's the nuts and bolts of the running of the chapter, right? The elections team, our finance team, and our volunteer team, of which I am a proud member of. The other silo is outreach, our membership team. Attracting and handling those kind of membership issues and membership retention and analytics. Our student leadership team, outreach to colleges, in some cases high schools, to preach the good news of project management to the next generation people that are thinking about career opportunities. And our executive council team, which is a team dedicated to reaching out to those people that manage and hire project managers, to let them know about PMI and our chapter as a resource for not only meeting their needs for project managers, but for constantly training and updating and making sure that the project managers that they have are at the top of their career game. We also reach out to those companies that have a large number of project managers. We're very blessed in this area to have companies that really value project managers, the Swagelocks, the Progressives, the National Cities, the key banks, all the Goodyears, those manufacturing companies that hire Rockwells that hire a lot of project managers, and make sure that we have a presence as a chapter in those companies, and so that we as a chapter are growing and that they are benefiting from the value that we have for our members. And the final column there is member services, right? Our marketing communication team, our programs team that's delivering all these great programs that we've just been talking about. And so that's our chapter. It's certainly been my pleasure to give this introduction to you, and I hope that we can talk more about being involved as a volunteer and finding a good role that makes the best use of your talent and enthusiasm for our chapter, making us a better chapter, and look forward to celebrating another 30 plus years as a strong PMI chapter. Thank you.